Here's a controversial eviction story from Queen Street, downtown Toronto. It's got a slumlord, low rents, and a twist. So whose side are you on? I was hired to do a power of sale on a building downtown Toronto. The previous owner was a slumlord, and here are some of the photos so you can see what I was dealing with. There were 4 residential units and 1 commercial unit which was vacant. Here's the breakdown. Units that were 3 bedrooms and both tenants paid $750. A bachelor tenant that was paying $425 and another bachelor tenant that was paying $391. Had there only been 3 tenants, my client would have had the right to evict them. But there were 4 tenants. The rents were far below market value. To give you context, similar units in good condition for a 3-bedroom go for $3,500 to $4,000, and in bad condition, $2,000 to $2,500. Now, collectively, all 4 tenants were paying $23.16, and the City of Toronto taxes were approximately $30,000 a year, which come out to $2,500 a month. On top of this, the owner of this building would have had to pay a mortgage, heat, hydro, insurance, and maintenance. Now you can see what the major issue was with this property. The tenants did cooperate with me and did allow showings. However, it was not when people wanted to go see the space. I had to personally do all the showings, and I could schedule it 1 day a week. One of the tenants found out that they had cancer and called and asked me to stop the sale, which I obviously could not do. I received a conditional offer on the property, and they wanted vacant possession. I worked with the buying agent to come up with an offer to pay out the tenants to leave. There was a lot of back and forth, but finally, we settled on $150,000 between the 4 tenants. Initially, the tenants had agreed to the payout, but the tenant that had cancer convinced the other tenants not to take the deal. These other tenants would later get screwed by this. On a side note, the tenant that had cancer did not have the greatest things to say about the other tenants, and even told me that one of them was crazy. But I never heard anything bad from the other tenants about this tenant. So my deal with the buyer fell apart, and I then had to find a new buyer to purchase this property at a lower price, but they would assume the tenants in this new purchase. Once the property got closed, the new owner applied for permits and was planning on buying for a family member. As part of the process to getting building permits and passing committee of adjustment, the city asked the homeowner to pay the tenants 6 times their monthly rent instead of the 1 month that was required by law. The new owner agreed, and 2 of the tenants were evicted. A 3rd tenant also got evicted but appealed, and finally the tenant that had cancer got a paralegal and delayed the Landlord Tribunal Board 3 times. They ended up getting a payout to leave. Now, I don't know what they got paid, but I know when I was working with them, they were offered $50,000, so I would assume it's more than that. Out of all the 4 tenants, this tenant was doing the best financially, and I know this because they tried to purchase the building and I got a hold of their financial information. Now you see why the other 3 tenants got screwed in their payouts. There was a lot of media coverage on this, and I know some of the people that were doing some of the media coverage, and it shocked me to know that they were only interested in presenting the tenant side, even though they had all the information about both sides. This illustrates how the media manipulates society. What are your thoughts on this? Do we need an overhaul of the Landlord Tribunal Board? Do you think the tenants should have been evicted or should have been allowed to stay? Leave your thoughts and comments below.